The biggest question for the Texans heading into 2025 is whether or not this team can take the next step into becoming Super Bowl contenders, and sadly, I don't think they have the juice to reach that next level. For the Texans and CJ Stroud, it has been a very successful last 2 years. Well, him and Demeco Ryans as their head coach, they've made it to the playoffs in both seasons, taking over a disastrous franchise and organization. In doing that, they've also made the divisional round, so they've won playoff games in each season. Last year, they destroyed the Chargers and Justin Herbert 32-12, forcing 4 interceptions and winning the game very easily. However, in the divisional round, they played up against the Chiefs and they lost. About how everyone lost to the Chiefs last year, except for one team. They lost 27-19 in a tough, hard-fought game. For the Texans last year, scoring-wise, they were actually 18th in the league in scoring with 22 a game. And considering their additions that they made last year, with Joe Mixon being on the team, Stephon Diggs, and all the explosive weapons, they were expected to kind of take a next step offensively. Now this year, Stephon Diggs, he is off of the team. Tank Dell suffered a gruesome injury toward the end of the season, and Joe Mixon is going to be out for the first 4 games of this year. However, they've completely pivoted. They even traded Laramie Tunsil, their left tackle, and they've decided to go full defense, acquiring CJ Gardner-Johnson, which hurts. And now they have a defense that they really think is set up to kind of take that next level. I think in making that change, it's really interesting. We'll just kind of see how it works. But with the offense, they hope that kind of CJ can keep them decent, and maybe they can become a full defensive team, a la the Broncos or even the Chiefs, who were second in the league in points allowed per game last year. We'll see. I just don't see. Unfortunately, the quarterbacks they have to play, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, unless that defense is like definitively top 3, I don't know if CJ quite has the running ability and the juice to really beat those teams, especially with no Tank Dell and Joe Mixon kind of being out. So they do have Nick Chubb, but I just don't know if they have the weapons. And without Tunsil, the offensive line, because CJ Stroud was getting smoked at times last year. So that being said, I think it's going to be a good season for them. I think they're going to make the playoffs again, maybe even win a playoff game. But I just think they're going to play one of those 3 teams with one of those three super quarterbacks. We saw Lamar beat them year 1, and like I said, Mahomes beat them last year. And I just don't think they have enough to really take that next level and reach the conference championship game quite yet.